And then later on, people came and they sold everything as antiques.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The poor Waffords across from you. They had all of the Keith's equipment.
Yeah.
And someone came and stole it and sold it for scrap at the at Capitol. No.
I cannot
And
imagine.
it says it broke my heart because my daddy's the one that used that for his field.
And I cannot imagine how they took Herman's windmill.
Yeah.
Can you even think how they could have taken it and nobody noticed?
Yeah.
Golly, are you from here originally?
From by Cerrillos.
Oh, from Cerrillos.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so that's close by. Yeah, my dad used to work in the Madrid mine for some years back, yeah. And of course, Cerrillos has always been like close. And then, so was your dad a farmer also? Or?
But he came from New York.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I think he was. You must have been related to me that was married to Nancy of Lee Romero, or you're not from that me.
No, it's not me, it's Sneeze.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's where I have
Yeah.
their name
Yeah.
mixed up.
Yeah.
No, but I
Yeah.
take it back because I thought it was the same thing. Yeah.
So I was gonna ask you, like when you used to go pick piñon, how did you prepare to go out there? You went to La Mesa, right?
Yeah, in the horse and wagon.
Yeah.
And my dad was expert in digging the ratoneras, like or the mice. We would get a big sack of piñon, but my dad would replace it with a bag of corn. He would fill the ratonera with corn, and we'd bring the piñon. Yeah.
I still don't. Can you explain the ratonera again?
Pine. Have you had pine?
Yeah, I know about piñon,
Piñon.
but I don't understand the reason to replace piñon with corn.
To keep them doing their thing next year, because otherwise they would probably die the following year.
Wait, the mice?
Yeah, or
what's the role of the mice?
So they're harvesting the piñon and then store it in a nest.
And store it in
They have a whole mess of it. And it's interesting, and it wasn't, you'd think it would be germs or whatever, but no. They just went up there and they,
So you look for mouse nests
because
they'll be.
I have never seen one, but I've heard that you can see that there's a little mound of sticks and what have you.
Yeah.
You open them up and there's a hole filled with them.
They're.
5-10
And
pounds of
my
piñon.
mother's brother, Tio Emiterio, made a living with that. He'd sell piñon, and then of course he had a few places to rent, but his livelihood was a piñon.
And Sam and Elvira bought the house from him. There.
Yeah, well, those all were my brothers and sisters and all that. There was my mother, and there was Emiterio, there was Emiliano, Luis, Donaciano, and Jose, and all those, they moved. Donaciano had a wood yard there on Agua Fria Street, and Emiterio was right off Dunlap with the piñon and the few utility, I would say utility rentals. And so, and Tio Luis was a farmer too, and a cow, him, Herman, my dad, Cipriano, Francis's dad. Did you ever meet Cipriano? And so they were all cowboys.
Nellie, I'm not sure if I heard right, but was one of your uncles, did he used to make coffins?
Coffins?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tio Emiliano,
Emiliano,
and the
right.
seats for San Isidro Church.
The benches there he made them?
Yeah,
Oh.
Tio Emiliano, yeah.
And he had where he made them, was there where Amarante built his store afterwards? Is that where he, I
What?
think, did he live or have his coffin making thing by Amarante, where Amarante was afterwards.
Yes,
Right there.
Yeah, he did all that, and he was a carpenter,
Yeah, carpenter.
and then he went to work with the Santo Domingo people, building them the pueblo. Tio Emiliano built those pueblo houses for Santo Domingo.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
We've learned a lot.
Yeah, they're all self-employed.
Yeah. So when you were prepared to go to the mesa to get piñón, did they pack a lot of food to go
Oh yeah,
up there?
we took green chili, we took boiled eggs, we took sandwiches, a tortilla, of course. All those days were tortillas, and so yeah, we went prepared, and a few people would get together, not just us, And later on, I even went with over there in the Cañada de los Álamos. Your cousin, not your cousin, in the family. So we picked piñón there at Cañada de los Álamos. We'd take all that, we'd get together and take lunches, and oh yeah, it was like a picnic day for us, but Skeeter was a good piñón.
that right?
I mean,
Wow.
he picked piñón like nobody's business.
Wow.
When you pick it, do you knock the tree?
No, they're already on the ground. They have to be on the ground so they can be good, because if they're in the pine, sometimes they're still green, But they're easy to, not easy, it's hard work, but they're not too bad to pick from. And I guess some will have shaken the trees, I don't know about that, but we used to pick the ones that were on the ground already.
We took, my daughter, son-in-law, my two grandsons, and Monica got on top of a tree. What are you doing? She got up there, because they hadn't all fallen down. So she climbs like a little horny. And, at Cañada Los Álamos. In fact, day before yesterday, I was up there and I saw Julian, Jimmy Prada's nephew, and Lalo's son. I came across him.
How old are your grandsons now?
One's 11, the other one is 6.
Really? Oh my gosh. Time has flown by
quick,
soon, no?
Right.
Golly. Yeah, I saw them when they were little yet, my goodness.
How many grandchildren do you have?
I have 8 grandchildren, 8 great-grandchildren. Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a big family by now. And then of course, some of them I don't see that often because they moved to other states. Some live in Arizona, some live in Oregon, some live in California. And that's about, just a few that are here. Marla and Kevin. The 2 that are the closest to where I live, yeah.
But would say stuff or tell stories?
I didn't know that much, but the one that had a lot of dichos was Rubel's mom.
Oh yeah?
Yes, and I had a
Yeah.
lot of sayings, no?
Yes.
And once we remember some, sometimes we think of some, no? But some people can really tell them, and they mean something, The good storytellers, they call them.
Got it.
Anything else?
good.
We want to close or?
Is there anything? We talked about the Camino Real. We were interested in getting the oldest stories we could find in living memory. Do you remember stories that your grandparents used to tell?
I never knew my grandparents. They were all gone when I was born. I haven't even seen a picture of my grandpa from my dad or the grandpa from my mom. I have never seen pictures of them. I don't know if anybody had them. I have not seen a picture.
Elvira had a picture of them. I guess Sam must have, but it's very, very small. And it has Jose Lino, and when he married
Eliza.
Eliza,
See,
yeah.
yeah, that was his third
Yeah,
wife.
yeah.
See,
And he died in 1920.
in 1920,
Yeah.
my goodness, none of us were here yet because my mother had other kids, but they were already passed away. My mother had kids that would have been Herman's age, but they died when they were 2 or 3 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never knew any of my grandparents from either side.
Uh-huh.
Who was the oldest person that you knew?
The oldest person that I knew was Herman. And I've had cousins that have lived 99 and 98, like Ubaldita and, you know,
Yeah.
but Herman.
Yeah.
Could you talk
Yeah.
about Herman a little bit?
Huh?
Could you talk about Herman?
Oh, he was a very good cousin. Like, he had his shop right down the street, you know, and we'd see him every Sunday in church. Yeah, and
What did he look like?
he was very good looking.
What would he wear? Did he what? How can I picture? I'm trying to picture him.
Well, I used to see him while church. He was dressed very nicely, you know. And then on the shop, he had like coveralls, things like that, because they deal with horse things and with whatever feed and all that, water and horse saddles and bridles. And we go for dog food there once in a while. When she had her big dog, I just have a little one now, but she had a big dog that we got food from Herman. And of course, George, he's a
George.
character.
Did Herman have a store?
Yeah, the feed store,
the
right?
fuel
I'm
and feed.
thinking I'm at my area. It's on the other side. You know where yeah, you know, your aunts and all that, Helen,
Yeah.
and all them, right in that area.
The Monte Vista Fuel and Feed.
Yeah.
On Agua Fria.
Yeah. And that's where they stole the windmill from. That I don't know how it happened. That the one time that we went, he told us that the windmill had been stolen and nobody knew. That was, I don't know what time they could have gone. It was a big one,
Yeah.
no? And alfalfa and all that. So he always had his work over coveralls, you know. But they were a lot of fun. And George is a character, no?
Yeah.